हेलो एवरीवन। अगर आपने पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस किया होगा, आपने अगर ज्योग्राफी के प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस देखे होंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि यूजुअली एवरी ईयर यूपीएससी इज आस्किंग फ्यू इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस बेस्ड ऑन ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशंस व्हिच आर इन न्यूज। दो तीन क्वेश्चंस ऐसे यूपीएससी पूछ लेती है जो ज्योग्राफिकल जो लोकेशंस होते हैं ना, जो न्यूज में होते हैं, उनके ऊपर वो सवाल आ जाते हैं। ठीक है। नाउ अभी इन सारे टॉपिक्स को कवर करने के लिए वैसे तो बहुत सारे सोर्सेस अवेलेबल होते हैं मार्केट में, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल कोई मैगजीन है या फिर कोई न्यूज़पेपर्स है। ठीक है। बट इट इज क्वाइट अ बिट स्कैटर्ड। तो नाउ वी एट यूपीएससी प्रेप वी आर ब्रिंगिंग दिस सीरीज, जहां पे हम लोग पूरे जो ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशंस है जो न्यूज में थे, ठीक है, हम लोग तीन वीडियोस में तीन पार्ट्स में कवर करने वाले हैं। ठीक है। तो आई अश्योर कि अगर आपने ये वीडियोस कर लिए तो इसके बाद आपको ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशंस जो न्यूज में है उसके लिए कोई और सोर्स रेफर करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ने वाली। ओके। नाउ जिन्होंने मेरा वीडियो पिछले साल देखा होगा, दे माइट बी अवेयर कि काफी क्वेश्चंस जो है उनसे सॉल्व हो पाएंगे। ठीक है। नाउ अगेन डायरेक्टली जो यूक्रेन वाला क्वेश्चन था, अगेन इट वाज इन न्यूज, तो इट वाज आस्क्ड एंड आई हैव कवर्ड इट इन प्रीवियस ईयर सीरीज। फाइन। नाउ let's start this series by referring to the geographical locations which are in news. Okay. And now this series is very much important for those people who are giving prelims this year, that is 2024. Okay. Now how we will be covering this particular geographical locations in news. Okay. So see guys, first part 1 of this video series will be covering geographical locations in news which were in news particularly in year 2023. Okay. Now from Jan 2023 to December 2023, we will be covering these topics. Okay. In this first video, again the world locations I am talking about. In part 2, we will be referring Indian locations which were in news in year 2023. Okay. Then in part 3, we will be discussing those geographical locations again which were in news from both world and Indian perspective. Okay. Which are like which are in news in year 2024. Got it? So let's begin. Now, this will be our first video, that is part 1, where geographical locations across the world in year 2023 will be covered. So guys, my point here of this particular series is basically to cover the geographical locations in very to the point manner. Okay. Very crisply, very short and to the point. Okay. Now we will start with Asian region. We will see the geographical locations which were in news in 2023, and let's discuss it across the region wise. Okay, so that it will be very much easier for you people to revise it and to keep those locations in your mind as well. Fine. Now so see here, you can refer to the news over there. I won't be reading the news because our sole aim of this session is to focus on the geographical locations and the maps. Okay. So you can read the news. You can pause for a second. You can read the news over here. See, Afghanistan is in news. Fine. तो now अफगानिस्तान का ज्योग्राफी जो है, जो अपने लिए यहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। ठीक है। Now while referring to the geographical locations, few important things you need to remember. First is, what are the bordering countries? Okay, what are the bordering countries of that particular location or of that particular nation or country? Fine. And what are the bordering water bodies? It might be ocean, it might be seas. Fine. So these kind of it can even be lakes. Fine. तो ये जो ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशंस है, आपको इस तरह से इस डायमेंशंस में पढ़ने होते हैं। गॉट इट? सो now refer to Afghanistan. Now you can see, so this is the political boundary of Afghanistan over here. Fine. Now which all countries are sharing border with Afghanistan? Start from the north, start from the northern boundary. See here, we have Turkmenistan, then to the right we have Uzbekistan, then we have Tajikistan. Okay. To the extreme right, you can see there is a small border which is shared with China as well. Okay. Now this particular border is shared with India. Now this particular region is Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay. So it's basically Indian territory, but it's Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and that is directly sharing the border with India. Fine. It's our territory, it's Indian territory. Okay. Now To the south, you can see Pakistan is sharing border with Afghanistan, and to the western side, we can see Iran is sharing the border. Fine, got it? Now, so that's all important with respect to the bordering countries over here. Let's move to the another geographical location. Now, in the Asian region, you can see Myanmar was in news. So you can read the news over here. Fine, what was the news exactly? I won't be discussing the news again. I'm telling we will be discussing only the geographical locations over there. Fine. Now, see, this is the map of Myanmar. Okay, you can see what all countries are bordering Myanmar. So see, start from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is sharing a small border here. Then India. Then come to China. Fine. Then to the right side, we have Laos. Now see guys, UPSC may give you certain options and they may trap you over there. So obviously, like if UPSC is willing to form an MCQ over here with respect to geographical locations around Myanmar, okay, or let's say with respect to the bordering nations around Myanmar, so definitely they are going to put Vietnam in the option. But since we have referred to the video, we have seen that particular current affair, we know that Vietnam is not sharing its border. Okay, it's not sharing its border with Myanmar. See to this particular location. Fine. See to this particular map. Now, towards the south, we can see that Thailand is sharing its border with Myanmar. Okay. Also, see that Cambodia is not sharing its border with Myanmar. So, once you identify that what all countries are not sharing the border, so it becomes very much easier for you people to solve that MCQ. Got it? Now, what all are the water bodies, particularly which are being shared, which are sharing the borders with Myanmar? So you can see to the southwestern side, we have Bay of Bengal. Okay, and towards the south, we have again Andaman Sea. Fine. So these are the water bodies which are sharing the border with Myanmar. Got it? Now, to the right side, you can see there is Gulf of Thailand, but Gulf of Thailand is not sharing its border. Okay, Gulf of Thailand, basically, it's not sharing its direct border with Myanmar. Okay, you can see a small space over here. Okay, that is the land of Thailand over here. Okay, this particular land, this is land of Thailand. Fine, landmass of Thailand, basically, and that is the reason it's not sharing border with Myanmar. Okay, Gulf of Thailand is not sharing border with Myanmar. So you should be remembering these things. Okay, now, so that's where the location, particularly in news from Asian perspective. Let's move to the Eurasian region. So by Eurasia means like what exactly? So see, European countries over here, fine. Then the Asian countries over here, or basically Asia, the continent of Asia, and this particular region, okay, which lies in between both Europe and Asia. Okay, that is known as Eurasia. Okay, now, so now in the Eurasian region, again, few countries will be in news. The one which is in news is Azerbaijan. So you can read the news over there, why exactly it was in news. Okay, again, out of the news, remember this particular location, that is Nagorno-Karabakh region. Okay, Nagorno-Karabakh region. Now, guys, this region particularly, like it is present in Azerbaijan, that particular thing you should be knowing. Okay, now see what all are the geographical locations, or let's say what are the geographical boundaries of Azerbaijan. To the north, we can see Russia is sharing its border. Okay, to the northwestern side, you can see Georgia, then Armenia. Now, this is the what we can say, that this particular country, Armenia, is having like disputes with Azerbaijan more often. Okay, and like that, in that manner, you can remember the border sharing between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay, now you can see downwards, it's Iran as well. Now, if you look carefully in this particular region, see in this particular region, you can be able to see that there is a very small border which is being shared between Azerbaijan and Turkey. Okay, Turkey, or let's say its modern name is Turkey. Fine. So anyhow, you can remember it. Okay, the aim is to remember the bordering regions. Fine. Now, what is the water body over here, which is being sharing, which is sharing border particularly with Azerbaijan? In this particular part, it's Caspian Sea. Okay. So now there is a question to you. Comment me in the comment section basically that what all are the countries. Okay, what all are the countries which border Caspian Sea? So that's a homework for you people. Okay. So way back home, you should be using the help of Google, or you should be taking the like help of Atlas over there and see what all are the countries which are sharing the border with Caspian Sea. Why? Because Caspian Sea have often been asked in PYQs. Okay, so that's the thing. Fine. Now, the other geographical location, what we will be discussing is the West Asian region. Okay, West Asia. Fine. West Asia, West Asian region. So, western part of the Asian continent. Got it? So, now let's see what exactly we are talking about. So, we are talking about a particular strait. I hope you people might be knowing what exactly is a strait. Okay. So, strait is something like strait is a narrow water body which connects two larger water bodies over there. Fine. So that is the basic geographical concept which you might have learned in geography. Fine. So here the location is Bab el Mandab Strait. Okay, Bab el Mandab Strait. That is the geographical location. Now see the map over here. This particular location over here. This is the Bab el Mandab Strait. Fine. Now since we know that strait is like connecting two bigger water bodies, okay, two larger water bodies. So what water bodies are being connected here? So here you can see there is Red Sea, and then Red Sea is connecting the Gulf of Aden. Fine. Red Sea is connecting the Gulf of Aden through this Strait of Bab el Mandeb. Okay. Now, one more important thing you need to remember with respect to the location of Bab el Mandeb. So let me erase the things over here. So you can see this particular location that, see, this particular location, Bab el Mandeb, is also touching two land masses. Okay, it's also touching two nations. So which are those? So see, it's Djibouti over here. Okay, Djibouti, and then Yemen. So Bab el Mandeb is also situated in between two important nations, that is Yemen and Djibouti. Fine. So that's all important with respect to Bab el Mandeb Strait. Okay. Now we will see important locations which were in news from the Middle East region. Fine. Middle East region. So what comprises of Middle East? Middle East is basically like Syria, Iraq, then your Egypt, okay, that particular region, okay, and then Israel, Lebanon, all that particular location is known as Middle Eastern region. So let's see what all are the important geographical locations over there. Israel. So again, Israel was in news because of this particular region. You can read that particular news. So let's see the geographical location of Israel. Okay. Now, see this which is highlighted with orange, okay, orange color, that is Israel. Now, first thing first, that is what are all the bordering countries of Israel, as we have started the discussion with the bordering countries and the bordering water bodies. So see, we have Egypt, then Jordan, and then Syria. Okay, and also one country is there which is not like properly mentioned here. It's Lebanon. Fine. So Israel is sharing its border with four important countries, that is Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. Fine. Towards the north, it's Lebanon. Okay. If you see this properly over here, you can see the name of Lebanon as well. Okay. It needs to be zoomed in. So now, also important to also remember two important geographical locations in Israel. That is Gaza Strip. Okay. So Gaza Strip. See this particular region. This is called as Gaza Strip. Okay. It's basically the Palestinian territory. Okay, so that's a different issue over the Israel-Palestine issue. We won't be discussing that particular thing. We'll see the geographical location. That is Gaza Strip, and we have this particular territory over here. That is West Bank. Okay, it's also a geographic. It's also a territory which is like again under the control of Palestine. Fine, Palestinians. Okay. Now, what all are the geographical locations over here which needs to be discussed? So see, Israel is sharing its direct border. Israel is sharing its coastal border, okay, particularly with Mediterranean Sea. So this you should be remembering. Okay. Then if you zoom a little, you will get to know that there are two important lakes. So this is basically, though it's a lake, but it's termed as Dead Sea. So Dead Sea, everyone might be aware about, it's having high salinity, and that is the reason a human body can directly float on it. Okay. Then we are having a particular lake over here, Lake of Galilee. Fine. So these are few important geographical locations, particularly with respect to Israel. Okay. Now, let's discuss the European region over there. Fine. So in Europe, again, there are a number of topics which needs to be remembered. Finland was in news. So again, you can read the news over here for what reason it was in news. Let's see the location of Finland. So now guys, see, Finland is basically a Nordic country. Nordic countries, Scandinavian countries, fine, because of the region, Scandinavian region, it's known as Scandinavian countries. So there are basically 5 Nordic countries. We will discuss that particular things ahead in this series as well. Okay. So basically to refer, Nordic countries are those particular countries which are basically the Scandinavian, which are situated in the Scandinavian region, Scandinavian countries. Okay. 5 are there. That is Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, and Denmark. Okay. Now, so here, since Finland is in news, we will refer to the geography of Finland. Now see, Finland is sharing its direct border with which countries? So it's Norway, Sweden, and then Russia to the right hand side. Okay, so that's the important geographical location. Now, see what all are the water bodies which are sharing the border with Finland. So you can see Gulf of Bothnia over here. So Gulf of Bothnia is sharing its border with Finland. To the south, we can see there is a small gulf again. So that is Gulf of Finland. Okay, Gulf of Finland as the name of the country, Finland. So the Gulf of Finland over there. Fine. And the Baltic Sea. Again, these two gulfs, Gulf of Bothnia, Gulf of Finland, are the are the smaller part of which important water body? Baltic Sea. Fine. That's all. Now, to confuse you, UPSC may directly give you the name of few other nations, okay, or let's say name of few water bodies which are not sharing the border with Finland. So remember, though Barents Sea is visible, but it's not sharing its border. Okay. Now, UPSC may give you name of Estonia, okay, Latvia, Lithuania. So remember, all these 3 countries are not sharing its border with Finland. Okay, that you should be remembering. Moving ahead, we have Sweden in news for another reason. Okay, so basically, we can read the news. So let's see the geographical location of Sweden. So this particular the area which is highlighted with the colors is Sweden. So see the geographical location. It's sharing its border with Norway. It's sharing its border with Finland. Okay. Now, to confuse you, UPSC may give you option Russia as well. So Russia is not sharing its border. Russia is sharing its border directly with Finland, as we have seen earlier. But Russia is not sharing its border with Sweden. You should be knowing it. Okay. Also, Russia is not. Also, Sweden is not sharing its border with Denmark. Okay, it's not having at such any border, any land border with Denmark. Okay, so that you should be remembering. Fine. Let's discuss what all are the water bodies which are sharing the border with Sweden. Okay. So see here, guys, we have Gulf of Bothnia again. Okay, Baltic Sea over here. Okay, so these two are the important water bodies which are sharing its border with Sweden. Fine. Now, you can see a small strait over here that is known as Strait of Skagerrak. Strait of Skagerrak. So these two, like this particular strait of Skagerrak is between two important land masses, two important nations, that is Sweden and Denmark. Fine, Sweden and Denmark. That you should be remembering. Okay. Now remember, Norwegian Sea is not sharing its border with Sweden. That you should remember. It's not sharing its direct land border with. It's not sharing its directly any particular coast with Sweden. Okay. Now, again, North Sea was in news for particular reason. So let's see what is important with respect to North Sea. So North Sea, while identifying, or let's say while reading any particular sea which is in news, you should be coming across the countries which are sharing the border with that particular sea. Okay. So first of all, remember North Sea. North Sea is a part of North Atlantic Ocean. Okay, it's a part of North Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Now, what all are the countries which are sharing border with North Sea? So it's Norway, okay, it's Denmark, it's Netherlands to the south, it's United Kingdom to the western part. Okay, so that's the major important, and again Belgium as well. So see here, Belgium is also sharing its border with North Sea. Fine. So there are roughly 5 countries. Okay, there are roughly 5 countries which are sharing its border with, which are sharing their border with North Sea. Fine. Now, in this diagram, you can also see a particular channel. Okay, English channel. It's also straight. Basically, it's known as English channel. It's sharing, like it's being like between. It's in between the two important countries, that is UK and France. Okay, fine. So that's all important with respect to location of North Sea. Okay. Now, Mount Etna in Italy. Again, Mount Etna is a very famous geographical location which is situated in Italy. Fine. It's an active volcano over there. Okay. Now, with respect to this, let's refer to the geographical location of Italy. So Italy is sharing its land border particularly with few countries. So they are France, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia. Okay. And that's all. And no Croatia. Like again, Croatia is not sharing its border with Italy. So you should be remembering. Fine. Croatia is not sharing its border with Italy. Okay. So you may get confused. Let's say if UPSC asks any particular question and then in option Croatia is there. So you should know that Croatia is not sharing the border with Italy. Fine. 4 countries are sharing its direct border with Italy. That is France, Switzerland, then Austria and Slovenia. Okay. Now, see important islands of Italy. So this is known as Sardinia Island. That is again the part of Italy only again. Then again, this particular region, that is Sicily's island. It's also the part of Italy. Okay. Now, guys, see, you need to refer to the water bodies here. So there is Adriatic Sea to the eastern side of Italy. Now, also you can see there is Gulf of Taranto and Ionian Sea. Okay. Adriatic Sea, then Gulf of Taranto, and then Ionian Sea. Fine. To the western side, you can see Tyrrhenian Sea. Tyrrhenian Sea over here. Fine. So these are the geographical location. Again, to the north, that is the to the upper side of the Italy. Okay, to the western upper side, you can see that there is again Ligurian Sea. Fine. So these important water bodies you should be knowing. Again, Italy is blessed to have like water bodies on almost all the 3 sides over there. Fine. So you should be knowing the important water bodies over there. Okay. Now remember, this Italy, like this particularly is situated in a major water body over there. Okay. So it's a part of like these small seas as what we have seen right now. Okay. It's a part of major water body. So what exactly is that water body? It's Mediterranean Sea. Okay. So it's a bigger Mediterranean Sea in which there are small, very n number of seas over there. So Mediterranean Sea again, which is having small parts, that is Ligurian Sea, Tyrrhenian Sea, Ionian Sea, and that's what we have discussed over here. Fine. Now if you see this particular part, okay, this particular water body, it's straight. Okay, it's a strait. It's basically Strait of Sicily. Fine. So this strait is situated between two important land masses, that is basically Italy, again the nation of Italy, and the nation of Tunisia. Fine. It's situated between Italy and Tunisia. Fine. So let's move to the other geographical location. France and Mali. France and Mali were in news. So Mali we will be discussing when we are discussing the African continent. Okay. So here refer to the France. So this is the geographical location of France. You can see France is sharing its borders with various countries. That is Belgium. Okay. Luxembourg, this small territory over here. Then Germany. Then Switzerland, Italy. Okay. Spain. And also there are two smaller countries which are sharing its border with France, which are not basically visible. That particular territories are not basically visible here, but the names are. So it's Andorra and then Monaco. Okay. So these are few important like countries which are sharing their border with France. Okay. Now, what are the water bodies over here? To the south, we can see Mediterranean Sea. To the western side, again the bigger ocean, that is the Atlantic Ocean, and the small part, that is Bay of Biscay. Okay, Bay of Biscay. So this is the water body over there particularly. And towards the north, we have English Channel. So few minutes back, we have discussed that English Channel is like situated in between the two important countries. So tell me in the comment section, what is this particular country over here? Fine. Now, again, we need to know about the Nordic and Nordic Baltic Business Conclave. Fine. So Nordic Baltic countries we need to refer to. Fine. So as we have discussed earlier, I have told you Nordic countries. So we have discussed there are 5 Nordic countries. So these are visible over here. Okay, these countries are visible over here. Let's say start from Iceland. Iceland is there. Fine. Then Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Okay, so these are the important Nordic countries, the 5 Nordic countries. Basically, again, which was in news because of the Nordic Baltic Business Conclave. Fine. Now we'll refer to the Baltic countries. So how many Baltic countries are there in total? There are total 3 Baltic countries. So why they are called as Baltic countries? Because these nations are sharing their border with Baltic Sea. Okay. So see guys, first is Estonia, second is Latvia, and third is Lithuania. Okay, Lithuania. Fine, Lithuania. So this is how you can pronounce it. Now, all the 3 nations are sharing their borders with Russia. So first of all, see, this is the location. This is the border which is shared between Estonia and Russia. This is the border which is shared between Latvia and Russia. And again, though Lithuania is not directly sharing the border here, but it's sharing the border with Kaliningrad, which is again the part of Russia. Okay, so in this manner, all the 3 nations are all the 3 Baltic nations are sharing their border with Russia. Okay, and Lithuania is sharing its border with Poland and Belarus as well. Fine. Even Latvia is sharing its border with Belarus over here. Got it? So this geographical location you need to keep into mind. Fine. Now see the water bodies which are present over here with respect to the Baltic nations. To the north, you can see Gulf of Finland, which is there situated between Finland and the Estonia. Okay. Then you can see Gulf of Riga. Gulf of Riga, which is there basically between Estonia and Latvia. Okay. There is a small strait here. So it's basically Strait of Erb. Okay. Strait of Erb. It's basically connecting 2 bigger water bodies. Okay. First is Gulf of Riga and then Baltic Sea over here. Fine. So that's all guys with respect to the geographical location of Baltic nations. Now let's discuss the important geographical locations in African region. Fine. Now see guys, there was the news particularly with respect to Niger. Now let's not read the news over there. Let's see the geographical location of Niger. So what all are the land boundaries basically being shared? What all are the countries which are sharing the land borders with Niger? So see, it's Algeria, it's Libya, then Chad, then to the south we have Nigeria, then Benin and Burkina Faso, and again Mali. Fine. So how many countries are there? There are totally 7 countries. Algeria, Libya, Chad, Nigeria, Benin, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Fine. So these are important like nations which are sharing the borders with Niger. Now remember, Niger is a landlocked country. Niger is a landlocked country. Why? Because it's not having any direct access to the coast, or let's say basically to the ocean, or let's say to the bigger sea over there. Fine. It's not having its coastal boundaries anywhere. That is the reason it's known as landlocked country. Okay. Also remember that there is a Tropic of Cancer which is passing through few nations. That is Algeria over here. Fine. And Libya. It does not pass from Niger. Okay. It's just touching the border and going. Okay. It's not basically having like it's not directly passing from the Niger. And even it's not passing from Chad. Okay. It's not passing through Chad. This you should be remembering. Okay. Now, Tanzania was in news. So let's see the geographical location of Tanzania. Tanzania is sharing its land borders with few countries. That is Kenya, okay, Uganda over here, Rwanda, Burundi, then DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo. Fine. Then Zambia, Malawi, and then Mozambique. Okay. So there are like again, Tanzania is sharing its border with a number of countries. That is Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, okay, DRC, Zambia, Malawi, and Mozambique. Now, when it comes to the water body, see the bigger thing over here. First, that is Indian Ocean. Tanzania is basically sharing its coastal region with Indian Ocean. Fine, it's having its coastal border in Indian Ocean. Okay, then Lake Victoria. So Lake Victoria is situated between 3 nations. You can see it directly in this particular map. So it's between Uganda, Kenya, and then Tanzania. Fine. Now, so that's all with respect to the Tanzania. Now, let's see the location of Libya. So Libya is again, see, it's not landlocked, as we can see in the map. It's not landlocked. Why? Because it's sharing its border with the particular water body. Okay, a bigger water body, that is the Mediterranean Sea over here. So that you can remember. Fine. And out of this bigger Mediterranean Sea, there is a small water body over here which is known as Gulf of Cedra. Okay, Gulf of Cedra. Now, what all are the nations which are sharing the border with Libya? So here we have Egypt, then to the south we have Sudan, then Chad, Niger, Algeria, and Tunisia. Fine. So these are important nations which are sharing the border with Libya. That's all you need to remember. Fine. Because यहाँ से questions बनने के chances काफी ज़्यादा है. Also remember, Tropic of Cancer is passing through Libya. Okay. Got it? Now, Gulf of Guinea was in news. Gulf of Guinea. So see the Gulf of Guinea over here. This is basically this part of the Africa. See this particular region of Africa. Okay. Western Africa, you can see. Now, Gulf of Guinea. So basically this water body was in news, Gulf of Guinea. Now it becomes important for us to remember the nations which are sharing the border with Gulf of Guinea. Okay. So what all you can see on the map. Okay. What all locations which are in blue over here. Fine. This blue color. These things. These particular are the countries which are sharing their border with Gulf of Guinea. Fine. So it's Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, that is Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo. Okay. Togo, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Cameroon, then Equatorial Guinea. Okay. Sao Tome and Principe, Gabon, Congo, DRC, Angola. So, like again, I understand that the locations over here, the factual things over here are too much, but see guys, if you refer to these ना, आप अगर रोज इसको 10-15 मिनट देके भी पढ़ोगे, okay, I would say daily 15-20 minutes if you give, and let's say daily if you're referring to these geographical locations, these map series, okay, तो chances are very high that वो आपको 10-15 दिन बाद ना काफी काफी याद हो जाएगा, ठीक है. So what I would say is 15-20 minutes, okay, रोज थोड़ा थोड़ा इसको देखो, पॉज करो, देखो, रट्टा मारो, ठीक है. Then again move to the another location, then again recall, pause, active recall करो, ठीक है, and keep on doing these things because ऑफन आपको पता चलेगा कि 10-15 डेज बाद ना वो चीजें आपको याद हो रही है. मेक श्योर यू डू इट ऑन डेली बेसिस, डेली 15-20 मिनट्स बिफोर स्लीपिंग एट नाइट. ओके, this kind of revision can be done. Fine. Now, Angola was in news. So see the location of Angola. Now, what all are the countries which are sharing border with Angola? What are the countries? See, let's start from the south. So Namibia is there. Okay, Namibia is sharing its border with Angola. Now see this particular location, this particular part. Okay, you may get confused that Botswana is sharing its border or not. So remember, Botswana is not sharing its border. Okay, then comes Zambia. Yes, Zambia is sharing its border. DRC is sharing its border. Now see this particular location, this small part, this small part. So what exactly it is? It is also the territory of Angola only, and this territory is being shared between. It's basically sharing its border with Republic of Congo. Fine. So there are two things. First is Republic of Congo, and second is Democratic Republic of Congo. Both are different. Okay. For one is Republic and second is Democratic Republic. Both are different. Both are sharing borders with Angola. Zambia is sharing, Namibia is sharing. Okay. Botswana is not sharing its border. Okay. Even Gabon is not sharing its border. To the west, we can see huge Atlantic Ocean. Fine. Now, Kenya. Kenya again was in news. Kenya, why it was in news? So you can refer to it. Okay. So let's see important geographical location with respect to Kenya. What all are the nations which are sharing the borders? So we can start with Somalia, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Uganda, and Tanzania. Fine. These are the important nations which are sharing the borders with Kenya. Fine. What is the water body? The bigger water body is Indian Ocean. It's having its coastal shoreline. Okay, Kenya is having its coastal shoreline across Indian Ocean over here. Fine. Now, we have learned about this water body. Tell me in the comment section what exactly is this water body. Fine. It's sharing its border between Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Just few minutes back, we have discussed it. Then, Morocco was in news. So, Morocco. So Morocco is sharing its border with two countries basically. That is again not see if you see the larger picture, it's two countries, but when you see it very minutely, you will see that it's sharing its border with three countries. So what exactly is the thing over there? What exactly is the scene? Let's see over here. First is Algeria. Fine. Second is Mauritania. So why Mauritania? Because this particular part, this Western Sahara, okay, it was a particular region, independent region over there, but later on it was occupied by Morocco. Okay, it was occupied by Morocco, and now it's the territory of Morocco, or let's say it's the Morocco itself. Fine. And that is the reason you can say that Mauritania is sharing its border with Morocco. Algeria is sharing its border with Morocco. And if you see this particular region, if you zoom a little bit and if you see this particular region, even this one, okay, you can see two important overseas territories of Spain. So first is Ceuta, second is Melilla. Okay, so these are the overseas territories. Okay, overseas territories means territories which are not directly touched to the territory, to the mainland. Fine. Overseas means कहीं पे दूर वो territories है. So these are overseas territories of Spain. Fine. So you can say that Morocco is directly sharing border with Spain as well. Fine. So Spain, yes, you need to remember. Got it? Then, as we have discussed France, we will also discuss Mali, since we are discussing the geographical locations of African region. Mali. Mali is sharing its border with Algeria, Niger, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Cote d'Ivoire, or let's say Ivory Coast. It's also written as Ivory Coast. Guinea, Senegal, and Mauritania. Fine. Mali is a landlocked country. Fine, it's a landlocked country. Refer to the geographical locations as we have discussed with respect to the bordering nations. Okay, here you can do the same thing. Tropic of Cancer is passing through. Tropic of Cancer is passing through Mali. Okay. Now, Ghana was again in news. So Ghana, like again, let's see the location of Ghana. So it's sharing its border with Cote d'Ivoire, or you can say Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Togo. So these are the countries, these are three countries which are sharing its border with Ghana. Okay. Now to confuse you, UPSC may give you Benin or Nigeria. So remember, Benin or Nigeria are not sharing border with Ghana. Fine. Water body, Atlantic Ocean, and there is a small coastal region, okay, that is called as Gold Coast. So you should be remembering it. Apart from that, it's not like required to refer to the other important things which are there inside Ghana. Okay. Now, we'll refer to the Southeast Asian region, which is again very much important from the world news perspective. Okay. So, there was a crater lake, okay, which was in news. It is in the eastern Java of Indonesia. Fine. So Indonesia, eastern Java, that basically we need to refer, and then the Kawa Eisen crater lake. Kawa Eisen crater lake. So this was the geographical location, Kawa Eisen crater lake. So where exactly it is? It is situated in the eastern Java. Fine. It is situated in the eastern Java. You can see this particular region. Got it? Now, this location which you are seeing at right now, okay, it's basically the Indonesia. Fine. This is Sumatra Island, this is Borneo Island, this is Java Island of Indonesia. Fine. And this is Sulawesi Island of Indonesia. Sulawesi Island of Indonesia. Fine. Now, let's refer to Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste, or it's also known as East Timor, or it is also referred to as East Timor. Fine. Now see, East Timor is sharing its land border with only one nation, that is Indonesia. Indonesia. And to the south of East Timor, you can see a water body again named after that country, that is Timor Sea. Okay. So if you see the larger map over here, you can be able to refer that where exactly this situation is there, or let's say this location is situated. Okay. So it's basically the extreme right side of Indonesia. Okay. To the north of our Australia. Fine. You can refer to the water body over here, Savu Sea. Fine. So these are few important seas. Again, see, Savu Sea. Savu Sea is also sharing its border with East Timor. Why? Because there is a small geographical location over here, which is also the part of East Timor. Fine. So when we refer to East Timor, remember these important two water bodies, that is Savu Sea and Timor Sea. Okay. So now Kra Isthmus, located on the Malay Peninsula in Thailand. So see, first of all, refer to Thailand. So this is the geographical location of Thailand, this particular part. Okay. So Thailand is sharing its border with which countries? As we have already discussed, here you can refer to Myanmar. Then here we have which country? Laos. Here we have Cambodia. And this particular part, it's basically Vietnam, but it's not sharing its border directly with Thailand. Okay, that you should be referring to. And one important nation, that is Malaysia as well. So roughly Thailand is sharing border with four countries: Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, and Myanmar. Now see this particular location over here, it's basically Kra. It's an isthmus. So what do we mean by isthmus? Isthmus is a small territory. Okay, it's isthmus is isthmus, if I tell you the analogy, it's acting like a small bridge between the two important land masses. Find a small bridge between the two important land masses. So like, so see, a strait connects the two important water bodies. So isthmus is a land mass which connects the two bigger land masses. Okay, so in that simple manner you can remember. Now Kra isthmus is basically situated between two important water bodies, that is Andaman Sea and Gulf of Thailand. So Thailand is basically sharing its border territory, okay, with a water body called as Gulf of Thailand, as we have discussed here. Fine. Also, you can refer to an important strait in this particular region, that is Strait of Malacca, that is situated between Malaysia and Indonesia. Fine. Now, Indo-Pacific region. We will discuss few important things in Indo-Pacific region as well. North Korea was in news. So see, North Korea, what all countries are bordering North Korea? So they are China, Russia over here. You can see that there is small territory over here, which is being shared between North Korea and Russia here. And then to the south, we have South Korea. Fine. Now refer to the water bodies. So here you can see Korean Bay, which is again part of a bigger water body, that is Yellow Sea. Okay. To the right side, we have Sea of Japan. Fine. So these are important like water bodies and important like nations over there with respect to the North Korea. Okay. South American region we will be seeing. So Argentina is the geographical location. Okay, Argentina is the geographical location in news. Argentina is sharing its border with Chile, fine, Bolivia, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Brazil. So almost all the nations over there with whom, or let's say with which are visible in this map, are sharing the border with Argentina. That is Chile, Bolivia, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Brazil as well. Fine. Water body, the Atlantic Ocean. Remember, Pacific Ocean not sharing border. यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हो क्या? नहीं. It's not sharing border. Fine. Then Venezuela. Venezuela, it's sharing its border with few countries, that is Guyana. Okay, Guyana, then Brazil, and then Cambodia. To the north, you can see there is a water body which is Caribbean Sea. That's all. Fine. That's all with respect to the location of Venezuela. Fine. Now, again, Guyana, as we have discussed, Guyana is sharing its border with Venezuela, then Brazil, Suriname. Fine. So these important nations you need to remember. What is the water body? Atlantic Ocean over here. Fine. Venezuela के ऊपर हम लोगों ने देखा था Caribbean Sea. Fine. Now let's discuss geographical locations in Central American region. We have Nicaragua in news. So see this particular region which is highlighted in orange color. Okay, that is Nicaragua. Now it's sharing its border with two important countries. See the geographical location. If you zoom a little bit, you can be able to see that Honduras, and then to the south, Costa Rica. Fine. Honduras and Costa Rica are the two important nations which are sharing border with Nicaragua. Fine. So to confuse you guys, Panama can be given, or let's say El Salvador can be given. एल सल्वाडोर है, देन ठीक है, पनामा है, ठीक है, देन अगेन क्या है, आपको बेलीज भी दिया जा सकता है, ठीक है. सो रिमेंबर, पनामा, एल सल्वाडोर, बेलीज, इट्स नॉट शेयरिंग इट्स बॉर्डर विथ निकारागुआ. Only two countries, Honduras and Costa Rica, are sharing their border. Fine. Now, Pacific Ocean and Caribbean Sea. So these are the two water bodies basically which are there situated. Fine, which are sharing the border, okay, with which Nicaragua is sharing the border. Caribbean Sea and Pacific Ocean, both. Okay. Now, yes, so that's all guys with respect to the geographical locations in part 1. In part 2, we will be coming up with geographical locations which were important with respect to Indian perspective, Indian locations in news in 2023. And the third part will be with respect to the geographical locations which were in news in 2024, then there will be covering both locations, world and Indian locations. So what I expect from your side is to revise, okay, to revise these geographical locations by giving 20 minutes on daily basis, 20 minutes on daily basis, just before sleeping or any kind, or at any time you are comfortable with. Okay, do revise it on daily basis. Unless and until you do it, you won't be able to like revise, you won't be able to recall the things. ठीक है, तो आपको वो करना ही पड़ेगा 20 मिनट्स 20-30 मिनट जितना भी हो, ठीक है। आप रोज देखो उसको, वीडियो देखो, पॉज करो, रिकॉल करो, ठीक है, विजुअलाइज करो पूरा मैप्स एंड ऑल, एंड तब जाके 10-15 दिन में आपको ये इजीली रिवाइज हो जाएंगी चीजें. यू कैन बी एबल टू रिकॉल दैट थिंग्स देयर एट द मोमेंट. Fine. So that's all, guys. Keep preparing, okay, and stay tuned till we arrive with the second part. Fine. All the best.